Hello, my friends. In my jog talk today, I'm not quite sure what to talk about, but I think I'll come up with something, and I find the thing that comes first to my mind is the idea of the rhythm of life. The rhythm of life. Not quite sure how to approach the topic, but I think I can figure something out. What about starting from one day in the life you live, I live. One day in the life of a person. What is the rhythm that carries that day? What is the rhythm of life? The rhythm of life in a day follows what happened the night before. And of course, you must have had a good night's sleep, or perhaps not so good. You may have had a restful night that lets you get up feeling rejuvenated, excited about the day. But you may not have had such a night. What if you didn't? You have to find some way of getting yourself into the groove of what the day is supposed to be, what you must do, what you must engage yourself with for the day. And it is important to start a rhythm. Important to start a rhythm. I find my rhythm to be that of getting up, giving myself time to feel into the day, feel into what I have to do next. I might sit on the edge of the bed, somewhat groggy, until the full thrust of life is felt in me. And I decide now it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up. And right around this time, it is my time of feeling that, yes, I'm ready to engage myself into what comes next. Perhaps to go to the bathroom, drink some water, and if I'm getting out on a event for the day, whether it's work or whatever, then I'm going to prepare myself for that. And that is getting into the rhythm of a day. And in fact, getting into the rhythm of a day is getting into the rhythm of life. But there's a bigger existential aspect of the rhythm of life. The fact that the life you live has a purpose. The life you live has a purpose, and you have to decide what that purpose is. Speaking amongst a group of friends just yesterday, it was mentioned that when a couple gets married, they are embarking on a new life together, and they always want to be sure they're on the same page together. And one of the ways they get into that rhythm of life is by first maybe have some marital counsel or a premarital lesson plan that they may have sat down together for 6 weeks, sessions, speaking with a pastor or professional marriage counselor, because they want to start on the same page, getting into the rhythm of life. And they aspire towards a destination where they can agree on spiritual things as well as temporal things that would enhance the experience of a life together. I remember myself doing something like that when I was getting married. I found a lady, I think her name was Eileen, and she was giving a course, marital counsel course, and it took 6 weeks long that we did that in order that we may be on the right page in our journey together and getting into the rhythm of life. It may be a marriage that we're talking about, and it may be a business we're talking about. But we have to be in a space where we are exemplifying the rhythm of life that makes for successful living and a purpose towards which we strive for success in whatever we're doing. And even today is no different. As I got up this morning, and for many people, it is the greatest celebration of Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. And I have incorporated many religious practices as a part of the rhythm of life in my life experience over several decades. But we know as a country that there are many belief systems that exist from the time I began as a person, a little boy in the Caribbean, to this very day, right at the seat of my life experience, or I could say the bedrock of my upbringing. There was the religious ideals that set the standard to my rhythm of life. So it's a good point here today, maybe, to look at where I've come, how I've advanced in this rhythm of life. And it's amazing that the rhythm I followed has brought me to points where I needed to do research, study, and to be convinced in my own mind of the validity of what I believe. The validity of what I believe. What you believe is so important in order to follow a successful path in life. What you believe is important so you may follow a successful path in life. And I think I've gained many success in the rhythm that I've been extant all my life. And it's a path that leads to find what is the most truthful things you can learn and that I've learned in my rhythm of life. Many things come to us from belief systems that preceded us. And we're fledgling our way through life. We're not sure about anything. But we allow ourselves to go with the flow sometimes until we understand fully what are the ramifications. And so we may fail or fall sometimes, and hopefully we have stood up and find elevation much more than we have found the times of falling and failures, and knowing fully well that purpose is at work regardless of what happens. Many things we do may be based upon belief that we have gotten from parents, from our environment, or people who surround us, our teachers in school, or preachers in church. And we find that in many cases we are following a belief system. And I say that many of the things that we follow today, even the idea of Easter as a grand celebration time in the life of the Western world, are based upon a belief system. But it's important to always come back to this truth that I've arrived at. And it is this simple statement: what you can believe or what you can prove requires no belief. Belief is only necessary in lieu of proof. But if you can look at your surroundings, if you can always examine what you can see, hear, and experience, you can experience the Creator simply by the life you live and recognize that you are created. And once you recognize you are created, I am created, and I can be doing my jog talk just like this with the ability to do it. I've proven there's a Creator, and I'm created to do what I'm doing. And so in this rhythm of life, I don't have to depend on beliefs that are still waiting to be proven. I can depend on the facts that I'm created and there must be a Creator. And what I have to do is not going through the drudgery of belief, but the act of embracing, confirming, affirming that which is provably true. So today, the rhythm of life, the true rhythm of life, is within the truth that we are created with the sufficiency to do what we do, whatever we do, whether it's go fishing on a boat and haul in a good catch and be able to make a living off of it, or the scientific discipline of academic accomplishments that allows you to fly to the moon. That is the sufficiency in creation given so bountifully with free dominion from the Creator to do what we do. And this is maybe the greatest element, greatest knowledge to attain in the rhythm of life. So this is a timely reminder of something that is so important to every life. Whatever you do, whatever you fear, whatever ails you, you must know that within you is the power of the Creator that sustains, that teaches what you need to know. And another truth I must re-emphasize today is this fact that the teacher is in you and the teacher is outside of you. When you become whatever situation you may arrive at in your life that cause you to seek further knowledge, it is that catalyst that starts the awareness and the query and the search to find more and more knowledge. Knowledge is power, knowledge is key, and it starts within you. And what you do not know, there are those who have gone before who presents themselves as the teacher outside of you. And as I've said many times, you'll run into them, or they will run into you. And a conversation will be started. And from that, two aspects in creation, you find that the true learning and the true knowledge has begun to evoke and to become active for your life path as you enhance your rhythm of life for the greatest success possible. The greatest success possible. So my friends, if you can benefit from my jog talk here this morning as well as other contents I can bring, let me ask you please to like it, give me your comments, and to subscribe to my channel. For this is the only reason I can be inspired and find the impetus to bring more and more to you. So have a great weekend and enjoy the holidays in whatever fashion you choose to do it in your rhythm of life.